I don't really want to give away too much about what I know and what I've discovered.
This is of paramount importance for the warning system.
You know, Cayman has changed so rapidly within the last 20 years or so since development, and you know, a lot of Caymanians are feeling kind of losing their sense of identity. I think being able to discuss this at this time and really listening to people.
We've heard the cries and complaints over the past few years from our people that we seem to be losing our cultural identity and that enough efforts are not being made to preserve our heritage. Apart from that, we've also we're seeing too an awakening in our people who are dead keen to see that these things are preserved and that we do seek to preserve our culture and the heritage that has accumulated over the years. To me, it will mean, for the first time in our history, that we have an overriding and overarching policy that will help guide the government and, more importantly, the ministry in its efforts to try and coordinate all the cultural and heritage activities that exist in this country, and a view also too that it will help to drive the development of policy to seek to preserve that heritage and culture.
Culture and heritage policy is one that will impact everybody who lives and works in the Cayman Islands, whether you're a generational Caymanian or very new to the island. Because it is culture and heritage, it does affect us all. So it's so important that everybody gets involved because it's a long time horizon for the policy, and it will be affecting and guiding government for years to come.
It means to me that we're going to be able to finally have our visions, our dreams and our hopes and protect our heritage and the Caymanian heritage and culture and promulgate it in the light of so much development and in the light of the fact that we're number 4 out of 222 countries in the world in terms of rate of migration, 2016 statistics, that we will be able to balance that development and that rate of migration by protecting and promulgating our culture and heritage.
The thing about culture is that it's so wide-ranging. You know, it touches on everything. What we eat, the way we speak, the way we interact with each other, you know, literally things that are tangible that we can touch and things that are not tangible but which define us. And so because it's so wide-ranging, it's hard to encapsulate it in one policy, but I think the point is to be as inclusive as possible. One of the very first things that we mention in the policy is the importance of access, and so it's not meant to exclude anyone. It is not meant to, it is meant to make sure that everyone is embraced and that all feel that they have the responsibilities but also the ability to enjoy and thrive within Cayman.
We're out for public feedback right now on the draft Culture and Heritage Policy. This document is capturing the hopes, dreams and aspirations of the Cayman Islands in the areas of culture and heritage. We identified a vision statement, some guiding values, and some policy directives. And this document, once it's finalized, will be used to guide government policy decisions going forward in terms of funding opportunities, programs, and so on in the areas of culture and heritage.
It wasn't developed by just professionals on high somewhere and then given out and just hearing everyone. The generational Caymanians and the new Caymanian too. We all have to try to work together.
It's one of those areas that's been long overlooked in terms of having a national connective tissue over the fantastic work that all the cultural organizations have been doing. It basically means that we're going out from the 3rd to the 20th of January to make sure that everyone, individuals, communities, districts, and the national level has their input, their individual input into what will be a 10-year policy and strategic plan for culture and heritage sectors in Cayman. It's absolutely important for the public to have their input, especially in a policy like heritage and culture, which affects everyone. It really is a social policy. I mean, all policies go out for public consultation, but I think this one is really, really critical because it affects everybody.
One of the key things about the way we approach this is that we didn't try to do it in a vacuum. We looked at what existed, some of the historical documents, some of the news items, talking to grandparents and great-grandparents in Cayman and the youth as well. So the whole range to try and get their views and input and their understanding and the details, the facts together.
Well, I think it is extremely important simply because it's going to be their policy. It's going to affect them, every single person in this country, one way or another in years to come. And so it's important that we get it right. As part of this consultation process, we've asking specific questions on certain aspects of the document, like did we get our vision statement right? How we've included definitions for what culture is, what heritage is. We're asking the public to tell us specifically, did we get these definitions right? Are there things that we have omitted? Are there things that we should include in here? Any changes that you would recommend? So it certainly is important for us to have that feedback, and we're encouraging everyone to get involved.
We're so fortunate in the Cayman Islands that there's so many people, entities, and individuals and groups who have been involved in culture and heritage activities. We have such a rich heritage and so many opportunities to learn more about and participate in it. And similarly, we have a number of cultural offerings available. What we haven't had is a guiding document to help government in making decisions going forward in terms of what are the areas of priority, what are the things that we want to make sure we preserve and protect when it comes to heritage, what are the aspects of culture that we want to see promoted. So with a policy in place, we'll have a better idea going forward in terms of where the priorities lie and how we want to proceed. We've had a steering committee. We've had members on the steering committee who have dedicated countless hours towards getting the document drafted. We had a number of subcommittees that met as well. We had over 70 people who participated in those, and people gave so freely and willingly of their time. And the information that has been put together in some of the subcommittee situational analysis reports and the work of the steering committee, it's just so exciting to see it coming to this point, to fruition in this draft policy.
I think it's something that ultimately, once we get final approval to adopt it, it will be something the country can truly be proud of.
Thank you for watching GIS Spotlight. For more info, visit us on www.gis.gov.ky. You can also connect with us on Facebook, Flickr, Twitter, and YouTube. This is a production of GIS Marketing and Communications.